Welcome to Starship TV, the battle between good and bad angels, the struggle for human souls. From Genesis to Revelation, the Bible presents a consistent picture of a spiritual war between loyal angels and those who rebelled against God. This conflict has shaped human history, theology, and the worldview of Christians for centuries. The origin of the conflict. Biblical foundation. The prophet Isaiah records the pride and downfall of a heavenly being often identified as Lucifer. How you are fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning! How you are cut down to the ground, you who weakened the nations. Isaiah 14:12. Ezekiel 28:12-17 also describes the fall of a cherub in Eden who became proud because of beauty and wisdom, a passage historically applied to Satan by early Christian interpreters. Revelation 12:7-9 tells of a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought with the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought, but they did not prevail. Historical Christian perspective. Early church fathers such as Origen, Tertullian and Augustine viewed Satan's fall as a willful rebellion against God's sovereignty. They emphasized that angels were created with free will, making loyalty to God a matter of choice. This concept helped explain the presence of evil without attributing its origin to God. Giants in the Old Testament. Biblical foundation. Genesis 6:1-4 records that the sons of God took human wives, and from these unions came the Nephilim, giants or mighty men of renown. Many early interpreters saw the sons of God as fallen angels, while others, such as Augustine, argued they were the descendants of Seth intermarrying with the descendants of Cain. The term giants appears in later texts. Numbers 13:33. The spies in Canaan reported seeing the descendants of Anak, giants, Hebrew Nephilim. Deuteronomy 3:11. King Og of Bashan is described as the last of the Rephaim, another giant race. Historical Christian perspective. Jewish tradition, Book of Enoch, Jubilees explicitly connected the Nephilim to fallen angels, teaching that these unions corrupted humanity. Early Christians, such as Justin Martyr and Irenaeus, often adopted this angelic interpretation, linking it to the broader theme of spiritual warfare. By the Middle Ages, many theologians, following Augustine, preferred a human lineage explanation, emphasizing moral corruption rather than hybrid offspring. The battle for human souls. Biblical foundation. Ephesians 6:12 frames the struggle as a spiritual conflict. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. John 10:10 describes the enemy's intent. The thief does not come except to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. Historical Christian perspective. The Desert Fathers 4th century saw the Christian life as a daily battlefield, with demonic temptation as the chief enemy. The medieval church used this concept in preaching, emphasizing that every soul is contested ground between heaven and hell. Loyalty to God the Creator. Biblical foundation. Hebrews 1:14 describes faithful angels as ministering spirits sent forth to minister for those who will inherit salvation. Psalm 103:20 says, "Bless the Lord, you his angels, who excel in strength, who do his word, heeding the voice of his word." Historical Christian perspective. Christian martyrs were upheld as earthly examples of angelic loyalty, choosing God over compromise, even unto death. In iconography and liturgy, the Archangel Michael became a symbol of steadfast devotion, especially in medieval Europe. Jesus as Creator and Savior. Biblical foundation. John 1:3 declares, "All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made." Colossians 1:16 adds, "For by him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities." Hebrews 2:14-15 shows his victory over the devil, that through death he might destroy him who had the power of death, that is, the devil, and release those who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. Historical Christian perspective. Early Christians saw Christ as both the Alpha of creation and the Omega of redemption. Athanasius of Alexandria taught that the one who made humanity must also be the one to restore it, ensuring the cross was not merely a rescue mission, but the Creator reclaiming his own, the final victory. Biblical foundation. Revelation 20:10 proclaims the end of the rebellion. The devil, who deceived them, was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Daniel 12:1-3 promises the resurrection of the faithful and eternal reward. At that time, your people shall be delivered, everyone who is found written in the book. Historical Christian perspective. Throughout church history, sermons on the Last Judgment emphasized hope for the faithful and warning for the unrepentant. The victory of good over evil was celebrated in hymns, art, and festivals such as Michaelmas, which honored God's triumph through his angels. You're watching Starship TV. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you find this content of value. Conclusion. The biblical and historical record paints a consistent image, a cosmic struggle between loyal angels and fallen ones, centered on humanity's eternal destiny. The giants of the Old Testament, the battles of the unseen realm, and the loyalty of the faithful all point to the same truth, that God, through Jesus Christ, will bring all creation into perfect order, defeating evil once and for all. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. 1 John 4:4